G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present my trade conundrum for this week. So I just thought I'd go over my side a little bit, that sort of thing. I'm also going to talk about the mid-season draft that just happened last night. I did watch all the coverage. It took a bit longer than I would have liked, but whatever. It took about half an hour to go through 13 players, but that's okay. Let's just have a quick overview on who I think is going to be SuperCoach relevant for us and just talk about, are they going to play or whatever. So number one, for West Coast, we've got Ryan Marich. Now, he's certainly the one with the best job security for sure. I feel like in my eyes, just due to West Coast having like 28 available players, 26, 28 available players. And look, key forward, played for Box Hill for a couple of games, kicked 3 goals and 2 goals. So I kept a good eye on him. I think West Coast have got a very good prospect for the future here. So that is a good pick for them. I think you can go him if you're looking for a massive downgrade. He should be able to, not sure on his points, but probably not as good considering he hasn't really had a full preseason. He hasn't had an AFL preseason under his belt. He's just coming straight in and should play probably a few games, you would think, for the Eagles. Robert Hanson Jr., small forward from WA. I can imagine him, maybe not straight away, but maybe a month or 6 weeks in the VFL, and he's probably going to be playing a few games later in the season while North season is probably done. So that's one for. I think Marich could play pretty soon. Hanson Jr., I think he'll be a little bit more of a wait and see. If you guys haven't watched the AFL Draft Experts opinion on the mid-season draft, then I highly recommend that. He knows a lot more than me, but I'm just giving my overall thoughts on it. Clay Tucker, we took him. Well, Hawthorn took him. He's going to be a bit of a developing sort of ruck. So, I don't expect him or Brandon Ryan to be playing anytime soon. I'll get to Brandon Ryan, but I don't think Clay Tucker will play this year. Matt Coulthard from Glenelg, little small forward. I think he's 22 years old. I think he's another guy where Andrew McQualter will want to play a few more of the younger blokes. So I think as a small forward option, he's not the worst. We've seen that their job security isn't all ideal. You've got Maurice Rioli that can get dropped every now and then, that sort of thing. So I think Coulthard could actually play maybe in a month's time. That'd be my guess. GWS passed, a bit surprised about it, especially with pick 5 or whatever. Harry Arnold, I like his job security just because he's a key defender out of the Brisbane VFL, plays a bit like Harris Andrews, according to Callum Twomey. And we can all trust, like, Sydney are just so good with recruiting. So I think he is actually not a bad option in terms of job security for the short term, with Paddy McCartan ruled out for the season. Tom McCartan, Aaron Francis. I don't know what the go is with Tom McCartan. I think he is playing. I've kind of forgotten, to be honest, but he's not the worst option. So he should get some games actually at some point this year, whether that's two games, that sort of thing. I think Ryan Marich is the bloke that has the potential to play the most games out of everyone here. Except maybe a couple here, and we'll get through that. Mitch Hardy, 25-year-old small forward. So he's 25 years old, so he's a much stronger body compared to some of these younger blokes here. So Hardy could be a bloke that could come in straight away, another bloke from South Australia. If Geelong are recruiting him, like, they know what they're doing, so they must clearly see something in him. I haven't seen too much footage of him. Ethan Stanley, Callum Twomey, another bloke from Box Hill. He's a winger, 188 centimetres. I think he won't play this year. They said he's still got a little while to go. Jaden Hunter, I think Peter Wright apparently is expected to be back this week. So I think Jaden Hunter actually, he might struggle to get a game this year, and that's fair enough. So he might take a little bit more development, but keep in mind that Harrison Jones is out for this season for the rest of the year. I forgot what injury it was. Should have done my research, but whatever. We're here now. Now let's get into a couple of the former AFL players. The Western Bulldogs took Caleb Poulter out of the VFL, as we all know about him. He was drafted by Collingwood, got delisted last year. The Bulldogs took a punt on him in the VFL, and now he's on the AFL list. So I think I think the Bulldogs really trust their Footscray VFL program. So It wouldn't surprise me, whether that's this year or early next year. I think he's a guy where we could see him getting some games every now and then. Now, I'm not sure if SuperCoach has released actually these players available. So if we could look up, like, what am I doing? Yeah, I believe they haven't released. No, they haven't released the players' prices and all that sort of stuff for players that have never played. I'll be interested to see what the price is for Poulter and Narkle. I think the rest will be 102K. So Poulter might get a game every now and then, but I think the Bulldogs are doing really well. It might be hard to crack into the side, but we'll see. Quinton Narkle for Port Adelaide, so he got another crack. He trained with Richmond over the off-season. So he's a bloke where everyone kind of thought, gee, he should be getting on an AFL list. Well, he's got another chance to sort of prove himself. 41 games in 6 years. Port Adelaide don't mind nabbing or attempting to nab, aka Radaglia, Geelong rejects. So we'll see how that goes. I think Wiley Buzzer was another one. So we'll see how Quinton Narkle goes for Port Adelaide. But another bloke that he could make an instant impact straight away and probably hurt rookies down the line here for Port Adelaide. So like a Josh Sin, whatever that may be. Brandon Ryan, 200 centimetre, 25-year-old tall forward. I think he's related to Luke Ryan from Fremantle. I think despite him being 25 years old, he's quite slim, left-footed. I don't think he'll get a game this year either. So I think you could probably rule these Hawthorn blokes out for this season. If you don't have like a Nick Madden or a whoever that may be, I think Ryan and Tucker could be 102K blokes that could have ruck forward status. I think Brandon Ryan, there's a chance he could be a ruck forward for sure. James Trezise, I believe that's his name. Now, I had to look up a little bit more about him because I think this bloke actually has quite potential to be actually a good pickup for SuperCoach. So, Richmond VFL again. If we have a look at the VFL Tigers, so Richmond selected him. He'll turn 21 in June, unless I'm getting my maths very incorrect. No, wait, 2002. I think he'll be, he's 20 right now. He'll turn 21 in a couple of weeks' time. It's now the 1st of June. So, rebounding defender, plays a little bit like Tom Stewart. So, keep an eye on this bloke. This bloke could actually be a good option as a defender, 102K. GWS passed again, and then with Sydney, Jack Buller. I think I prefer Harry Arnold if you're going to go one of these Sydney blokes that get a game, and I probably prefer Harry Arnold over Jack Buller in terms of job security, just because they're more decimated. Oh, they're pretty decimated down forward, but I think Logan McDonald and Joel Amati, they should be back, I think, in a month's time. So I guess you could get a month's go at him. So we'll just have to see what these clubs do. So if I had to say who my top 3 favourites are in terms of players that could play, Poulter and Narkle might be elevated prices. Maybe not Narkle. We'll just have to see what the prices say. I haven't really done the mathematics and all that, but I think James Trezise, I really like. Ryan Marriage for job security there. And I think Harry Arnold, they're probably my top 3 in terms of players that could actually get a game sooner rather than later. So we'll just see how that goes. Anyway, let's go back to, as you can see, my rank there. So trade conundrum, what am I thinking of doing? I probably should have left. Probably no one's watching now because I went through the mid-season draft. I probably should have saved that for last. But all right, so 13 trades in the preview, but I've got a couple of ideas on what I could do with this team. Now, one thing I saw before I started this video on Twitter, apparently Constable is training with the ones. I saw a tweet there. So that is very interesting. And if Chin Cotter, who should get named, if you take them out, I mean, I'd have 7 right here. So it's a bit of a logjam now in the back line in terms of players who I want to play. So I guess we'll find out with teams tonight whether Constable actually gets named and Chincotta and all that sort of stuff. So, look, let's just say. So I need to find a way. If Constable does get named, I need to find a way to get him on field. At the minute, I'm looking at VC Dacos into Bont. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I expect Chincotta to play. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 before trades. I'm not sure if Sam Simpson's going to get named. If he does, then I'll probably hold. But yeah, I probably should hold just due to that good buy, and he might be able to play a good game and hold on to his spot. So Radagalia's done his hammy. He's done a boo-boo, so we'll trade him. Now, I've got a couple of options. Now, at the same time, if Constable does get named, I kind of need him. I kind of want to get him on field. So I was going to trade Sam Simpson. I guess I still could, but what if I do this? So Radagalia and Simpson out. You move Humphrey to the forward line. No, that doesn't work. Oh, no, it can work. It can work. So then you move Constable into the midfield. That could work. That could work. But the issue is, do I want to lose that swing? I guess I can get it back, but damn. Because if I want to field Constable, I kind of need him in the midfield. And you could probably say, oh, just swap Dane Constable, but that doesn't really work because then, it's still the same issue. So, because, I mean, what happens if I put Zeeble? I can always try to get. No, well, see, it's the same problem. So, look, we'll just have to cop it on the chin. We'll have to see if Constable does get named tonight. And we'll see if, Chincotta gets named, that sort of stuff. So here's a couple of options, and we will put. I guess we'll do this for now. So the first one is, so both include getting Eddie Ford because negative 114 break even, he has to come in. So this is the first one, and then you get Jordan Dawson, which leaves me about 7.3K in the bank. And I can finally get in Jordan Dawson, who has dropped in price, 593,000. So that makes me feel very happy. So, yeah, the only thing is you would have... what's the issue here? Oh, yeah, and bring in Ford for... Just do that. Get in Roberts. There you go. So this would be sort of the setup of the team. And you may as well get... I know Oliver won't play, but just in case he randomly gets named, we'll get him on. And it would look something like this. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'd have 18 on field with this. So that's the first option. I can get Jordan Dawson in right now. So that makes me interested, but leaves me with only 7.3K, and I do have plans for other stuff. So let's show you my second idea. I'm now actually hoping that... I guess it's cool if Constable gets named, but I actually hope he doesn't, because I think I'll actually have one playing player on the bench, unless Chincotta doesn't get named. But if they both play, there's a decent chance I guess I could loop. Yeah, I guess I could just loop them, to be honest, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. All right, the second option is, unless Simpson gets named, but I actually doubt he gets named. So we take out Simpson and Radaglia again. Starting to sweat a little bit. All right, Ford comes in. Oh, did I misspell that? Yeah, I did. I butchered that. What is going on? Why is it doing that? Just let me put in Ford. All right, there we go. And then this is a bit of a rogue one. Darcy Cameron. this is basically saying to myself, unless somehow I can, I'm ruling out Jack McRae, Zach Butters. But I just think ruck cover would be super important. I was banking on Gordon getting DPP. He was 0.1 short. So now we look at Darcy Cameron. He's going up against West Coast this week against Bailey Williams. So that makes me a little bit more excited about that with this pick. And he could reach his break even, and everyone will be scrambling to get him in next week. So maybe I could get a one up on the competition by getting in Cameron this week. Saves me a lot of money because I want to get James Sicily next week. I'm going to try to get Sicily next week, and with 129k in the bank, that could be possible. I just haven't really figured out how exactly I'll do it. Maybe Mitchell and Weddle. Maybe a combination of Mitchell, Weddle. Guess I could do Ashcroft, that sort of thing. I could actually go Ashcroft to Sicily if I want to, but maybe I want to use him for Dawson, or I could use Humphrey for Dawson. So got a couple of options here. Constable plays, that's actually pretty huge for our cash gen. So we might be able to flick him. And because his break even super, super low, -52. So if he scores a 43, goes up to 43k. Just fix up this team. I think it's more likely that Finn Cotter plays over Constable, so we'll just bench him for now. BC Dacos, C Bont. I mean, this will be a training drill for Dacos against West Coast. This should be pretty good for Bont because Geelong don't really have a midfield and they'll find it hard to match up against him. What else can we do? Let's just play Oliver and let's get in Humphrey. And other than that, we're looking pretty good. So look, actually, now that I think of it, I could loop Sinclair and Chin Cotter. Constable and Chin Cotter. So we've got endless loops. So you could VC any like a GWS, like you could VC Taranto or Tom Green, just because, well, these blokes aren't playing at all this week. So I could use Sinclair as a loop, maybe see how Chin Cotter goes on the Friday night. And then if he does pretty poorly, then we'll put Constable on. It's a shame that, I guess, does it really matter? It's best 18. So, well, I mean, I may as well do it if I have the option to do it. So I think Constable, who they got? Adelaide. We'll see how he goes. If he's playing that half back role and Atkins gets dropped, then that could be pretty tasty. So, yeah, look, this is what I'm thinking. Early days, we'll record jump on, jump off tonight. So leave any comments down below on plays that you want us to talk about with me and SuperCoach Pro. Yeah, so I actually really like Darcy Cameron as an option because it still leaves me a bit of money in the bank. It's a bit risky, but I really like that ruck cover. That was sort of my plan with F6. So no McRae, no Butters, that sort of thing. Who am I targeting for the rest of the year? So Darcy Cameron, I think, is my last forward. Certainly, I want to target. So he could come in this week. Don't need to target anyone there. I'm going to get 2 more mids and 1 more defender. I want that last defender to be Sicily. I can't watch my boys without James Sicily with that role. It just looks mad. So I think I need to get in the Sis Dog. So I'm going to try to get him in next week. And then these last 2. So I'm going to have an extra defender premium. Dave's not really a premium. He's basically mid-pricer, but whatever. And I'm going to get Dawson. And then I'm looking at Mills if I run out of money. I'm looking at Steele if he looks good after his bye. That sort of stuff. Whoever this midfielder I can afford, I'd look to do that. So yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. I think I've waffled on enough. So I'll upload a video later tonight on, jump off, and me and Brad will talk about other options. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys are having a good day. Go the Miami Heat for the NBA Finals. I'm so happy that they won. So hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers. Have a good one.